Raya, how are ya? Oi, oi. Anne-Marie, how are you? David, how are you, mate? Barry Atkins, Kim Brunga, how are you, darling? Lisa Whitney, Mr. Lang, good evening. David Henderson, be nice to see you on the 23rd, mate. Gerard Appleby, how are you, love? Stacey Patton. Right. Good evening, Dragons, Patriots of the Commonwealth, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and our brothers and sisters over there in America. I'll just come on really talk about a little bit about what's happened to Tommy. He's been moved, as you all know by now, to a Category B prison, which is absolutely disgusting. But the government needs to know one thing, that the world is watching. The whole world, not just us. The whole world is watching, and the whole world is interested in what's happening to Tommy. So, you know, they better be very careful with what they're doing, because they are showing themselves up to be what they really are, tyrannous and corrupt. And it's shining through like a beacon throughout the world now, what this government of ours has become, really. I'm absolutely disgusted that, you know, Tommy's been moved to Category B prison in Leicester. So they're all going mad. Apparently his lawyers didn't want it getting out, but Tommy told Kylan, no, get it out. I want people to know that I'm being moved, and that, you know, it's not going to be good if he's in a place where it's 74% Muslim, is he? I mean, what's happening to this country? The way it's going. The rest of the angry faces now, guys, because they'll cut the feed. I know we're all angry. We're all very angry with what's happening to Tommy. But if you put angry faces, they'll cut the feed straight away. So, you know, what we've got to basically do, though, we've got to start protesting, start sending letters. We've got to find out, which we will do, what the Dragons are, common law. We can help Tommy, but people not getting in touch with us. They don't, for some reason. Everybody, we're outcasts. All we are is common law, rule of law, no loss, no harm, no injury. We can help everybody, but for some reason all the groups out there don't seem to want to be bothered with the Dragons, and I don't know why, because we've never done anything to hurt anybody. We only want to help everybody. We go along to marches and we support. We'd never ever try and take over anybody's march. We're there to support. So why the hell people ain't listening to us is beyond me. It's their own downfall. We've reached out to Tommy as well, loads of times in the past. And I can't understand it. It's a no-brainer, really. You know, you've got people there who know the law of the country, the old laws that we're trying to bring back, know them inside out, and people are turning their nose up at us. But this is the way to go, ladies and gentlemen. You've all got to learn your common law. For when they start kicking off, which they are going to, with this new bill that they're passing, that anybody now puts anything online, blah, 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 they're going to cut your internet, they're going to put you in prison, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. You know. Yes, they have set it all up, Lynn. That's exactly what they want. They want us to go rioting. They want to bring the Thai soldiers out from abroad to bash it on the head, and, you know, because our own soldiers won't do it, obviously, because they've took oaths. But the French and the Germans, the EU army, the Belgians, when they come over, they ain't got an allegiance to this country. They've sworn no oath. So when Theresa May And that's why the police, even though they're a bit heavy-handed, they didn't come out, they didn't go all gung-ho. But these will. These will when these come over. Trust me. These won't be as peaceful. They'll soon split your head open with a truncheon. Or shoot you. These pesco lots which is trying to bring in. We need to sort this out, ladies and gentlemen, and sort it out on the 23rd before it's too late. We need millions down in London. 50,000, 100,000, what I've heard being called for. It's bullshit. It's going to do nothing. 100,000, nothing at all. You had 75,000 the other last year when the football lads walked. So another 25,000 ain't going to do nothing. You need millions. If you're going to sort this out, millions. Because then they'll see the wrath of the people. And that's the only way you're going to get through to this government. Because, you know, and don't forget, the lefties are going to be out there. You've got that Eid. If we don't get out there in our millions, we're supposed to be Brexiteers. So if all them get 100,000 or 200,000 and another one gets 350,000, they're going to outnumber us. So we ain't going to be heard anyway. So this is a call to every single person who voted Brexit. 17.4 million of you out there somewhere. There's 17.4 million. And we need you on the streets on the 23rd of June. Use it or lose it, your freedom and your speeches. Because if you don't, you know, if they can lock Tommy up and do what they're doing and throw him in a Muslim jail because they want it to kick off, they're inciting trouble. They keep on, we're going to give you the Section 35 because we think you're inciting trouble. What do you think the government are doing right this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen? They are doing exactly the same because it suits their agenda. It suits their agenda for us to be angry and hitting the streets and going and rattling the gates of Downing Street. But that ain't the way to beat them. The way to beat them is get down there in your millions, not 25,000, 30,000. Yes, it was great last week. Fantastic. I was there. I'll go to them all. I'll never miss one. But it's not going to do the job. 100,000 is not going to do it. We need millions. That's the only way. And we should be able to get millions, if you think about it. Because if the 17.4 million voted Brexit, even if you only had 10% of that, that's 1.7 million. 1.7 million people will do it. That would do it. And that's only 10% of the Brexiteers. So where are you guys? Or have you all bottled it? Don't you want a future for your kids? That's what you voted for. You all voted, I want a future for my kids. So I'm voting Brexit. Because I want my kids to have a future. I want my kids to be safe and secure. And you've all disappeared into the wilderness. It ain't like you've just disappeared into the background. You've disappeared into the wilderness. We never hear of you anymore. Where's your balls of steel, ladies and gentlemen? What we've always had. And this is why Tommy ain't out. Because we ain't got the balls of steel what we used to have. If you want your country back and you want Tommy out, you will all be there in your millions on the 23rd of June. It's no good saying, oh, like after the date, because I'll tell you so. And I will never mind, I'll tell you so. I will tell you so now. It's the only way. They're not going to listen to 100,000 people. They've had 75,000 people marching before. It's nothing. In a population of 60 million, 100,000's nothing. They're not going to listen to you. It's got to be millions. And if you all waste your money going down there and there's 100,000, it's not going to... What are you going to do? Celebrate Brexit? Celebrate it that it's been 2 years? Put more money into the government coffers with your train tickets and your hot dogs and all this, you're buying all the cafes, and put even more money back into the government's coffers? Because that's all you'll be doing if that's all you're going to take. It's not going to work with 100,000. It's got to be at least 1 million, at least. If we've got any chance of taking this country back and getting Tommy out, that's what it's going to take. And don't forget, the police will be out in force and they'll be trying to issue all these things. And this is why I'm saying you should be getting onto the Dragons now and you should be asking. There's plenty of us. Emma Ward, Sean Morris, Nathan Kirkton, Raya Vega, Angela Verdon, myself, Stevie Lang. I don't know whether Stevie Lang's gone, but there's plenty of Dragons out there. Anybody with a dragon thing on the profile will help you. Even if they haven't got them, they'll point you in the right direction. You all need to get these letters from the 23rd off the Dragons to give to the police. Not the ones you've got to send, the ones you need for the day when the police try and stop you from going. You all need to produce these letters and show the police you stand under common law, not acts and statutes. And it's nothing to do with being a free man or woman. It's to do with the old laws. We just use our own laws. We're constitutionalists, not free men. I'm fed up with people keep saying, oh, you think you're free men. No, we don't. We don't claim to be free men at all. Free men of the land. We don't. We just use the old laws and regulations, the common law, which we're entitled to our advantage. And for your advantage, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what you need to do. I'll say it every day if I have to, till it gets through. Get in touch with the Dragons, get these letters sent to yourself where you can print off so you've got copies for yourselves. Then when you're travelling and the police try and stop you, you just give them the letter. And say, this is illegal, it's legally binding documents. You know, it's the law, the old laws, and they're still there in perpetuity. They can't stop you travelling if you're causing no loss, harm or injury. And you're not doing that, you're just going down to protest peacefully. So however you're causing harm and injury. If he was all tooled up with guns and knives, I'd say yes, they might be able to say, you're not going to the march. You're all tooled up. But as long as you're going there peacefully, there's no reason for them to stop you. No reason at all. Because you're not going to cause trouble. They don't stop the left. And they don't stop anybody else. And they won't on that day either. With the Eid. There won't be a problem with the Eid march. We need to wake up and stop this antagonisation against us. And start standing our ground. Because everybody else will be getting to that march. Except the ones who are in the right. The ones who are standing up for the right thing. Them will be the ones that won't want getting down to the marches. But that's what I said as well. If you go in your millions and you're travelling in your millions, they can't stop hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people at a time. If there's only 100,000, you might get a couple hundred travelling in. They can pen a couple hundred in. They can't pen 100,000 at a time in. We'll be travelling down, and that's what would happen because it would just be a constant wave if there's millions you'd be going. Be impossible for them to stop you. But I can only advise you what's needed and what you need to do. People won't listen. I know they won't listen. But then, like I said, and I've said it before, you will inherit the future that you allow. Let that sink in. For your children, your grandchildren, and your future generations, you will inherit the future that you allow for them. You can stop all this 17.4 million of you out there somewhere can put a stop to this like that. If you want to. If you don't want to, well, there's nothing anybody can do about it. That's your gig if you don't want to do it. But we can only advise. And my advice is, get down there in your millions, and before you go now, the next couple of weeks, you've got to just over a week, well, about 12 days, get in touch with Sean and myself, everybody, get the PDF sent to you, get these letters printed off. So at least one of you, or two of you in the group, what you're travelling in, have got these letters to give to the police when they stop you. And that's basically all I've come on to say to you, and to say that we've got to keep this up for Tommy. Tommy started all this, and Tommy is in prison now for telling the truth and standing up for us. We've got to pick that baton up now, and we've got to run with it. And we've got to finish the job while he's in there and get him out at the same time. This is what we've got to do, ladies and gentlemen. But only time will tell whether you've got the stomach for it and you've got the fight in your bellies for it. You should have. You've all got kids and grandkids and future generations coming along. You should have the fire in your bellies. You should have the stomach for it. 40,000 did last week. But like I said, you're going to need 30 times that. If you're going to want to do if you want to take it back. But we'll see. But like I said, I'll leave you with that now. Prayers for Tommy. And let God keep him safe. And remember what we believe in. Common law. The rule of law. No loss, no harm, no injury. And remember, here's my hand, here's my heart. I love every single one of you, as I always say. And stay safe, all of you. And no can surrender ever to these treasonous, corrupt, because in that parliament. We can do this, but we've just got to believe in ourselves. And we can do it. I'll speak to you all soon. Have a good night. I'll speak to you later on in the week. Good night, guys.